I would like to bow our head and say a little prayer for our person, Gaylord Albiam, who served on the city council for a number of years, and he's done many things for our community. Thank you. At this time, we'll call the meeting to order. Roll call.
Mayor Dieter.
Here.
Bob Brick.
Here.
Al Ettinger.
Here.
Crystal Klug. Betty Neese.
Here.
Wally Sinaden.
Here.
Larry Van
Here.
Fletchen. Carrie Wenzel. Here.
We're in session. Approve the agenda.
Also move to approve as printed.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Mel, second by Bob to approve the agenda as circulated printed. Any questions or corrections? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Approval of the minutes, October 27th, 2014.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for October 27th, 2014.
Second.
A motion made by Wally and second by Larry to approve the minutes of October 27th, 2014. Any questions or correction of the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Citizen input, nothing at this time. We'll go to finance and purchasing, review of the vouchers. Under general fund, we have $76,485.06.
Also move to approve.
I'll second.
Motion made by Mel and second by Carrie to approve the general fund of $76,485.06. Is there any questions or discussion on the general funds at this time? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Under reserves of $20,509.26.
I shall move to approve the reserves of $20,509.26.
Second.
A motion made by Bob and seconded by Larry to approve the reserves of $20,509.26. Any questions or corrections of the reserves? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Under contingency, $4,500.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
A motion made by Carrie and seconded by Larry to approve the contingency of $4,500. Any questions or corrections of the contingency? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. We have nothing for TIF expenditures at this time. Review of license, operator license due as Mayor Frederick has been approved by the police department, and she's okay to go.
I'll move to approve her license.
Second.
A motion made by Mel and second by who? Wally, to approve the operator's license due to Mayor Frederick. Any questions or corrections? All in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Review of the payroll. At this time, the payroll for October 31st, 2014, in the amount of $38,741.71. And November 14th, 2014, in the amount of $40,311.68.
I'll move to approve the payrolls collectively. I'll second.
Motion made by Betty and second by Carrie to approve the payroll as indicated. Any other questions or correction or discussion of the payroll? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Protection of personal property ordinance municipal court. In your packet, you had a topic summary of a change of state statute, the term of office of the municipal judge for 2 years to a 4 years. So you read it. We need a motion to,
Recommend a council to set a public hearing.
yeah.
Yep. Also move to send to council for approval with a, what's the date we need for that?
I have it on December 22nd at 6 or 7:10.
Okay, sounds good.
Second.
Motion made by Mel and second by Betty to send to council municipal court change from a 2-year term to a four-year term. Any questions or corrections on that?
Is that gonna be after the next election?
No, it will be effective this.
Effective?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is already, because it's a state statute.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is just, we needed to fix ours.
Fix it.
We missed it last time
Yeah.
when that change happened, so it's just correcting our
That
ordinance.
change is come, they were.
No, it's been there a while,
Oh.
so Joy and I noticed it. So, gotta correct them.
So the wife probably knows about it.
She does.
Yeah, we talked about it today too. Any other discussion on that? All in favor of that motion, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. City's Buildings Ground, Case Wheel Loader Lease Agreement. In your packet, we've discussed this at one of our last meetings. On the topic summary, Lori had filled out a nice summarize of what it's all gonna cost.
Hi, is it, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the gentleman back there.
Yes, my name's Bill Devereaux. I'm
Yes,
with Miller
Bill.
Bradford.
I
Oh,
figured
hi.
that's anywhere. I wasn't sure and then started the
So
meeting.
if there's
so-
any questions or anything that you would like to ask me on that?
Yeah, I have a question.
Sure.
What is the life, if we were to buy something like that, what would its life expectancy be?
It depends on the hours and how it's used, but we've got loaders running around with 20,000 hours. We've got some with 10,000, we've got some with 40,000. It depends on looking at the amount of hours you put on, plus upkeep, plus fluid changes, oils, those type of thing, service.
And
you know.
would the maintenance have to be done by, can we do the maintenance?
You
Or
can, but it's free of charge if I do it.
it's free of charge if you want?
What Case has is, they've got what they call a ProCare system. So for 3 years, 3,000 hours, we take care of all the servicing. We do it out on your job site when it's convenient for you. We come out and do that at no cost to you. So in this package, they have it right now, so I would commit that for the 5-year term that we would take care of that. If Case takes that away from us, that's my problem. We're still gonna do the servicing for the 5-year period. And in that 5-year period, you get a new loader every year. So we'll just bring in a new loader. We take care of all the expenses to swap everything. The only thing you folks have to do is buy the plow and wing. That's up front, and that's your plow and wing. It'll fit on each
I was just
existing
gonna
new
say, will
loader.
that
And we
fit
take care of
going
that.
forward?
We take care of
Make
that.
sure that
What, brand name?
Case, plow and wing would be a Monroe. And what I would do is have Dennis meet the guy from Monroe, sit down with him, make sure it's gonna be to your guys' specs, so that it's gonna work for you. It should be, based on what I talked to Dennis, it should be what you're looking at.
The reason why we came up with this, I went to a mayor's convention last summer, and a group from Ellsworth, one guy was sitting down, we were talking, he told me about rental, we're looking, talking about budgets. And he said they rent everything, and I said, really, you can do that? And so we came back, and I asked Lori and Dennis if you'd look into that. I think it's something that we like to try, well, we are gonna try it and see how it is, and I think for our budget reasons, I think it's a good move.
Well, if you look at, and this is for 500 hours a year, so let's say you put 500 hours a year in, and you divide that into that 11,400.
Yeah.
That comes out to 22 something an hour. Why would you own anything?
Why would you own anything?
Yeah, why would
Yeah.
We make, to be totally honest with you, we don't do this a lot because there is no financial gain for us for the machine when we sell it to you guys for this lease.
Yeah.
Where I make my money is when I bring this machine back in to the contractor market after the municipal discount, and then I can resell it, and that's where I make my profit. So I will sit on my money for 12 months without any profit here for the city, but in turn, after the 12-month period, I have 12 months to find a nice home for that wheel loader. And then I can swap it out even in 6 months if I can do that at no cost to you guys. But
Wow.
to me, every year is gonna be better just because I incur quite a few costs swapping the plows and wings, and that cuts into the profit, reselling that wheel loader, so I can't do it with a lot of different people because I have a lot of cash laid out there that, with no income off it. But
So-
there's certain places and certain cities that I think it's worth doing it. Location-wise here, a lot of ag market,
Yeah.
That this machine would, 12 months from now, go into the ag market and be able to move it with that.
And they're getting a product which is not really used a lot, but it's not beat. It's only one guy driving it, you know, and it's all street driven and.
Those guys put 3,000 hours a year on, so 500 hours is a couple of weeks.
It's a grab, huh?
So it's not a big deal, and you guys take care of stuff, plus we'll have records because we service it,
Yeah.
so.
Is there anything else that you guys rent out that for a city could possibly lease out? Like dump trucks and different things?
We don't handle, we just handle the construction portion of it.
Just construction, eh?
Yeah, yeah. And now in this package too, we would just buy your wheel loader if you wanted to sell your wheel loader.
Yeah.
So we would just, and we'd figure out when that would be. It would probably be when the loader came, whenever we swap loaders, we'd
Put that
buy
much
it
in
from you.
And that would be our intent,
Yeah.
What's that?
to sell him what we have.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay, well, that's fine.
That's what I have in there,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just for curiosity, what does a brand new one go for?
Brand new one, I did write another quote down for you guys, it's like 100, and with the plow wings, 160 some thousand.
Yeah.
That's with the municipal
I'm
price.
just curious.
In the contractor market, it's probably 180
On the quote.
something. So that's where the difference comes in. The contractor would buy that same loader,
Yeah.
without the plowing wing, it's 180 some thousand. So in 12 months from now,
Yeah, it's listed as number 2, you can buy it, and then the price he had listed there.
So we use this year round,
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
it'll be all the time,
Oh, yeah,
summer,
he uses it year-round.
yeah, summer leaves or whatever else, and snow and winter and stuff, so.
Yeah.
We only put on 300 hours per year,
That's what we were
Yeah.
averaging.
which isn't many,
Yeah.
pretty minimal.
Mhm.
and that's, you pick up somebody like yourselves, that they know the loader's not gonna get beat up, you know, you're not gonna get all those different hours put on, thousands of hours and what have you, so you can do something like this. If you know, you guys have been a good customer for a lot of years, so that's the other thing. I mean, I wouldn't go into a competitive user, I would rather take care of the people that have already bought from me. You know, and I kinda look at that different. A lot of people go into the competitive user and give this massive discount to get in there. Well, I'd rather give the discount to somebody that's already given the business to me, you know? So,
Lori,
Have we checked anywhere else at all? Just compare prices at all?
Yeah, we did check
We
with
did?
another
Okay.
company, yeah, and this was the better.
That's all I was worried that, you know, we don't just decide to do the first one, that
Right.
everything checked.
No,
around
I
a
had
little
Dennis
bit.
check.
Okay, good.
So, big picture, this does deplete our reserves, and we will have to budget every year $10,000, whatever it is, to maintain this program. And if we don't, and I'm looking at Lori here, can we do that?
'Cause what
Can
happened?
we budget 10 because we pension pennies as we go forth? And are we gonna dig a hole, depleting our reserves?
Well, this is a way of not having to come up with, same like we did with the Tahoe.
Yeah.
Not coming up with that big purchase price in 5, 10 years down the road, and then you got, you know, what we were trying to do is trying to put a certain amount, let's say 20,000 for 3 pieces of equipment each year. Well, we can't do that anymore. So now this will allow us to put smaller amounts away.
But what happens if after, say, 2 years or something, this program goes away and then we don't have a loader and then we have to buy one?
this is locked in for 5 years on both
Right.
sides.
I know, oh,
But
say 5
they're
years.
talking after 5 years.
After
down the
5
road.
years, what do we do then? Because we have no money in our budget or nothing, and then we're really.
Well, I would suggest that you continue putting a small amount away to increase,
keep-
keep that
keep it
that
building.
amount built
Okay.
up, right?
But the small amount is $10,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A
could
year.
be just the lease
Yeah.
that you have.
And that's what I
versus
mean,
buying
if we
new.
do that, if we just do
Sure.
the lease, then
Yeah,
after 5 years, we have to buy one, we have nothing. And then we're sitting with a $200,000 bill to try and buy something, which
But I guess
we'd end up borrowing.
we'd be no further or farther behind, because at least we're covering our expenses for
Yeah,
that year.
That's true.
If we don't dip into the reserves we have created right now, we'd at least have that reserves
Mhm.
plus interest.
As long as we budget for this.
right, as long as you can budget.
And can budget for it.
Yeah.
Or if you went back
If you
and
cannot
then in
budget
5
for
years,
it,
if
then-
you bought
Then we
a
have to
used
figure out-
$45,000 loader, you'd be in the same shape you are right now, only you didn't have all the expenses for the 5 years. Because you won't have any service expenses on the machine during the 5 years, and you won't have any breakdowns, because it's totally under warranty, so there's no hidden costs coming your way. It's that dollar amount, and that's it.
And
My
it's-
concern is for the wing and the plow. So we dish out $40,000 for that. Now in year number 2, they come out with a new style. Are they,
That's my
They said
problem.
they're gonna fit it.
Don't fit it.
they'll fit it, so they'll provide brackets and or something?
We'll install it. That's my problem.
The only thing we have to get
That's
is,
a, that's
But
a
that's-
big chunk
that's,
of
uh,
change of $40,000.
Yeah.
so the bucket will come with it and the wing and the plow, I mean, we're buying the
Correct.
wing and the plow.
Correct.
And then we have to fit it for that basket or whatever they use for relief pickup,
But the quick catch that I put on there will fit all your guys'
all the
attachments.
stuff, okay. Good.
See, I just want to make it easy.
Yeah, when we're, yeah.
Well, it
We
doesn't pay
appreciate
for you
that.
to
We're
spend a
just-
bunch of money to change your attachments or to trade them in on it, and me sell you new ones. It doesn't make sense. So I'll put the quick attach on the new loader that'll fit your existing attachment.
Because I think they built some of that stuff with that.
Yeah.
That leaf pickup
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, specialized stuff that fits you guys. and-
right.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other discussion on this? Okay, hearing none, all in favor of that motion, say aye. Are you gonna
send it to council?
Recommend to council.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll recommend it to council.
Well, thank you,
Carrie,
we're
I didn't
interested,
hear a
we're gonna
second.
new venture for us,
Okay.
we hope everything works. Thank you very
You bet.
much, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you for trying this out.
You bet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
They're fine.
Have a good rest of the night.
Who made the motion, or was
We'll
there?
try to slide home.
Oh,
Yeah.
a motion, okay, I'm sorry, a motion was made by Carrie and second
I guess I'll second it.
by Mel to approve the case wheel loader to send to council. I'm sorry about that. Lease agreement. Okay, is there any other discussion on this? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, demo say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. The next item on here is closed session.
Move to go to closed session according to Wisconsin is 19.85 1G.
I'll second that.
Motion made by Larry, second by Wally to go into closed session for WSS 19.851G. Any other trespassing law works when, if something's not posted or maybe for the cities, just so we have an understanding for our future. Joanne, could you kind of explain to us how that works?
It's 94330, it's a state statute, and it's a real lengthy, long statute, real wordy. But it basically comes down to, if you go onto someone's property after it's been posted or after you've been advised not to go on there or not to remain on there, then that can be considered trespassing. That's a real short breakdown of it, there's lots of lengthy things to it. But that's the two basic elements of it, is that it's posted or that you're advised that you're not allowed to go on there, and you go on there anyway, and continue to do so. So that's the biggest portion, and I can get you a copy of the full statute if you want to read it, but that's the two elements that really stand out.
So if a person, if a person does not file a complaint with the authorities that some people were trespassing, can they actually do anything about it at that time? If it's non-malicious?
It would, I mean, you would have to file the complaint, or the person would have to file the complaint, then you'd have to look at the elements, and then did that person willfully know that they were not supposed to be on that property, and did they violate it intentionally knowing that they should not belong there? So if someone filed a complaint, you would look at all the elements to find out what happened, and then you would determine whether or not the violation took place.
Oh, okay, that's how that works. Okay.
And like I said, I can get you a copy of that if you want.
No, that's fine. So did everybody kind of understand what we just went through?
So
Okay.
when is it called trespassing? If somebody comes to my front door, then,
If you advise them to leave,
yeah.
and they refuse to leave, and you say, they leave or they refuse to leave, then you would call us for like an unwanted person, and we would come there and remove them, and then let's say they return 5 minutes later, or they returned after you stated, I don't want you on my property, you're not allowed on my property, you need to be off my property, and they willingly came back again. Or like right now in the season that we're in, that there are places that are posted, no trespassing, like 11-inch signs, there's regulations, just like when we had to post our buildings with the firearm regulations, there's a sign requirement that you have to post, and if someone sees that sign and says, well, too bad, I'm gonna go on it anyway, then you have a trespassing issue. So, and I mean, there's lots of different areas of trespassing, homes and buildings and structures, and that's why I said there's a lot to the statute, but that's kind of the nutshell. If someone says, I don't care, there's no trespassing sign, I'm gonna go anyway. You know, that would be that would be a trespassing. They violated the no trespassing, you're not allowed to trespass on my property.
So basically, there's a trespassing sign, or they've been told.
Right, that's where most of the statute falls in there. And like I said, if someone filed a complaint and said this is what's happening, you would look at all of the elements of the complaint and then determine if it fits the statute of trespassing or criminal trespass.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Chief, for doing that for us. Personnel, there's nothing on personnel that anybody knows? Any new business anybody wants to discuss or bring up? Nothing? Taking number 11.
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Mel, second by Betty to adjourn. All in favor of that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. 7 o'clock, folks.